Alright guys, this is the Wavlink AX3000 and we're going to unbox this, let you guys exactly see what's in the box, and we'll continue on to see exactly how this works as we get it set up on our place here in the upstate of South Carolina. Thanks for watching guys.
Dean Family Acres.
Guys, you might notice that things are a little bit different this week as we are actually inside. This often does not happen. Honestly, I don't know the last time it happened, maybe other than the time that we brought that Christmas tree inside several years back. However, for good reason is why we're inside. We're talking a little bit about technology, which isn't necessarily always my first go-to. Obviously, being on YouTube, you've got to know enough. But in reality, things change so fast, it's hard to keep up. So today, we're super excited because number one, we get to brag on something that our local community has done an excellent job of over the last 10 plus years. Honestly, probably closer to 15 at this point. And that is having excellent internet service coverage. A lot of people, especially during the pandemic, etc., were having a really hard time being able to do their work while at home. And for us, that's never been a problem in regards to the amount of internet, the capabilities, the speeds. Any of that has never been a problem for us. We live in an area where that internet truly has been a blessing, and we're pretty rural compared to a lot of the country, but even most of the state. Our entire area around us is considered rural, and having fiber to almost every door in our county for well over a decade has been a true blessing. So I'll just give a shout out to West Carolina Tel and thank you for their great and excellent service throughout the years, and we've always been pleased. And first and foremost, if you have an issue, you call the office and you talk to someone who you can understand, and that they will actually be out to help you in a very short order. And a lot of times it's folks that you might know throughout the community, go to church with, or just have made acquaintances with throughout time. So thanks to them. That's point number one. Point number two is we have an opportunity to try and do something with our Wi-Fi. Now, for several years, we have had this Wi-Fi router box. Again, terminology is not necessarily always the greatest, but this is what we've had. This AC5400 from TP-Link is a tri-band router, and we actually purchased it, I forget how many years ago at this point, but it has done exceptionally well for us. And for the most part, we get pretty good coverage throughout the house. There are a couple of points kind of on the outer edges, or when you get in the basement, there's just too many walls, I guess, and you can only expect so much. So there's a lot of different options in regards to internal home expansion of Wi-Fi. But if you're like us and you're still holding on that plan for your cell phone that ends up being not unlimited, or maybe you just don't have very good cell service in or around your home, what we're about to show you today might be a perfect fit for you. So I would encourage you to stick around today, and that way maybe you can find out exactly what might be around the corner for us and how this might work really well to solve some concerns or issues that you have around your homestead, your backyard, wherever. Because this, giving some hints here, but this piece of equipment is supposed to give you Wi-Fi over up to a 5-acre location. And that's exactly how large our place is. So we're hoping that this might be a good option for us in regards to being able to maybe stream some things throughout our property, or if you're looking to possibly add some game cameras or things like that to see exactly what is eating your fruit trees in your backyard. For us, we kind of know it's squirrels 95% of the time at this point, now that we've got our deer fence up. Speaking of deer fence, if you hadn't watched that video, definitely check it out. It is working really well. But for now, let's dive in and see exactly how this new piece of equipment might work well for us. This new piece of equipment that we're looking at adding is actually a expansion for our Wi-Fi network. What we're really going to work on is just testing this out. We're going to give you an unboxing, a test, and we're going to just give you a couple different scenarios where this works really, really well, or maybe some areas of improvement. I'm going to have this product linked down below. I will also say that this was a gift that they gave us for a review, a video review. We often don't do those, but when they reached out, I was like, you know, this would be absolutely perfect. There's some situations that I really could use Wi-Fi throughout basically our whole property. And one of the main ways, honestly, for me would be, you know, when I'm cutting grass. I mean, and that's something very, very basic, but when I'm cutting grass, I could, you know, be able to listen to an audiobook or listen to a podcast and not have to worry about cell phone service dropping off or something like that. Now, there have been a couple of situations where it's been beneficial for service to drop off in some sense, but it's really been more with Bluetooth when my phone fell out of my pocket and I'm mowing grass. If you've ever done that, mowing grass, bush hogging, working on the tractor, etc., you're kind of listening to everything and all of a sudden you're like, hang on, this is fading out. What's going on? Then you realize, okay, your cell phone fell out of your pocket somewhere. Always pay attention to where that cell phone is. And if you've got a case or a compartment or something like that, I would strongly encourage you to do that. Anyway, back to this cool new product. All right, guys, this is the Wavlink AX3000, and we're gonna unbox this, let you guys exactly see what's in the box, and we'll continue on to see exactly how this works as we get it set up on our place here in the upstate of South Carolina. Thanks for watching, guys. All right, guys, so we got the AX3000 Wavlink. We'll say came packaged well, just shipped through Amazon. That link will be down below. And just things to think about where they might be useful. It's not just here on the farm, but it also could be, you know, hey, if you've got a business or a pool, or you're camping, you got a campground area at your house, which is one thing we're working on doing, or even your garden. Again, thinking about those cameras and what might be a good fit. I'm gonna do what I usually never do, and that's let's actually look at the manual. Things a lot smaller than I thought it would be. Exactly what we need to do here. Accessories here. One thing to note here, I was kind of looking at the unit and I'm like, all right, your cat cable goes in here through this, and all right, how's that work? How do you get into this? Do you need to open this up? And the absolute answer is no, because you're just going to plug it in directly right there. You can see your cat just plugs in there, and haha, that's funny. And then you're going to tighten this up to seal it. So basically you're going to go here with your cat going through it. You're going to tighten this up to seal it, and then you can mount it appropriately how you want to. It's been quite the day as we've gotten this Wavlink AX3000 Wi-Fi extender installed. Did take some twists and turns throughout the day as we really wanted to get this out to you guys and let you know exactly how it works for us, because we know that a lot of y'all are looking for similar fixes around your place. So overall, I would say that this is a success. Just as with anything, you got to plan ahead. There's always going to be something else that's going to happen in regards to you trying to juggle, get things installed, etc. We had some issues just trying to extend where this is actually going to mount permanently with enough Cat 6 or 5 cable, and be able to route that down through the attic. All right, guys, so we're trying to get the permanent mounting for this Wi-Fi extender, so I'm having to go in the attic. This is absolutely not the best time of year to do this. I would strongly encourage you to do it in the winter, or probably first thing in the morning. But it is like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, this is why I'm doing it. Here we go. All right, guys, so found our location. That hole right there actually is where it runs down for an old intercom that we had, so I know exactly where that's coming from. All right guys, so up here in the attic, it is very hot, running some Cat 5 out for this Wi-Fi extender. I found where it came down, saw that earlier, and also saw where our internet comes in into that office. And it's not too far away, so I should be able to pull it all to one spot. I'm gonna have to get the correct ends to be able to do the final install in regards to the internet coming in for us via fiber over to where I'm gonna make that drop and kind of make everything a hub in that wall over by the desk. So got that general idea and layout set up. Should be fine there. Next, I think what I'm gonna do is just run this Cat 5, see exactly where the other feed is coming through. And I think essentially what I want to do is try and put this on the other end of the house over here. I'm thinking about wanting to put it over near our chimney, just because that's a higher mount. But I do have to kind of figure out exactly where I want to be. Honestly, most of where I'm interested in having this Wi-Fi is toward the back of our property. Excuse me, fiberglass dust. Probably should wear a mask up here. But the front would be nice if I ever want to put a camera or something up there. So just trying to figure that out, and we'll kind of troubleshoot. I think that's another reason why I'm probably not going to mount this permanently from day one. We're going to kind of try and see what works best and then go from there, guys. Appreciate y'all guys being patient with me as we try and learn at the same time. Overall, we did a great test with trying to work through exactly what would be some real world examples for distance. Having said that though, I will also say that because we had it set up right near a window, that doesn't necessarily show its full strength, because it does kind of send out that signal. So it is somewhat hampered by it being at a windowsill. So once we get that fully mounted, we got a bracket that will work really, really well for us being able to do that. And we're just gonna have to do two things essentially. Put the ends on the Cat 5 and then also get a little bit longer cable for the PoE in regards to the length of the Cat that we had. Again, no major issue, but it is just what it is, and it's what we have to work with. There's always something when you're trying to do a project. Guys, here's a quick tutorial on setting this up. You want to find the Wavlink and just click on that to join. This is the admin password, so that password is going to be admin. Then you want to select where you're located. We're in the United States. And then you want to pick your time zone. These are a little confusing because they don't have like Eastern time zone, etc. So I just found Pacific Mountain and kind of counted back so I knew exactly where to choose. This is the admin password. This is not to join the network, but basically the updated admin password for you to be able to get in and edit this in the future. And then you can rename your SSID. Basically, this is what can potentially show when folks come to your property. And we just decided to call ours Outdoor Wi-Fi. And then this will be the password that you will have to sign on to be able to join that specific network. Then just let it load and it should have everything set up. It went pretty quickly for us. Again, just make sure you read the directions. This is not overly complicated. Next, we decided to do a speed test. These initial numbers were from about 250 feet away from the window. And then we're gonna run basically what the speed test is sitting within about 5 or 6 feet of this on our traditional Wi-Fi. So this is that test running here. I always find it kind of interesting to see exactly how fast your download and upload speeds are. Again, pretty good results there. Now what we're going to do is switch over to the outdoor Wi-Fi extender, and again, this is right inside, so we're not too far away from it either. we're just going to compare and see exactly the difference between one versus the other and see how they perform. I will say that the traditional network was on the 5G, which typically is a little bit faster, and then we've got this outdoor network from Wavlink. We've got it set up to basically choose the best option for us. You can see there exactly how well it did. Anyway, as we move forward, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode as we've just tried to do something a little bit different in regards to get this thing installed and just expand the technology that we have around our place. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. When you do subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell like boom, Mike Tyson did in the 1980s. Thanks so much, guys. Hope you have a wonderful and blessed one, and we'll see you next week as we get back to working in the backyard orchard and garden and also working on the vineyard. Thanks so much.